Yeah, the third thing Margaret want to tell today is about the completion that you need to do every day with the child, Ma. It's very, 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 very important. Otherwise, the child is going to take after what you are. See, when Ishwar fell down and how Margaret said was a completion happening right there itself. But if you are not able to do completion right there and you start initially talking the adult conversation, you have to first understand how to get there, right? How to go into their space. The first thing starts with listening, and not just simple listening like adult listening, but listening with lots of patience and sensitivity, because they are in a very sensitive space of insecurity, vulnerability. Like, they don't know what next is going to happen in their life. See, you are all there. You know that next what you need to do, where you'll get food, you know everything. But for a child, he doesn't know anything. He knows that this so-and-so energy, this so-and-so person is going to take care of me. He just depends on you. Or if they are a pure, beautiful child, they will just wait for that to happen to them. They won't even know. They don't have a fear of what is going to happen, nor they know where to go, what to do, where to eat, next what happens, nothing. They're just there at the moment for the moment to happen to them. See, for a child, everything happens to them. The whole life happens to them, and they just wait and watch for the life to happen. For us, we go through only the patterns. We create patterns, and from that pattern, we try to satisfy ourselves, and it doesn't happen, and then fall into more patterns. We jump from one pattern to another. We keep switching patterns, thinking this pattern is better than that, whatever. We are completely a chaos, confused being. But from a child, they are just there, waiting for life to happen. It's very simple. They are in the enlightened space. That's why child and God is same. It's so beautiful. As old as 7 years, they are in a space of life to happen. And 7 to 14, they are in a space of understanding life will happen. But after 14 only, they just think they have to make life happen. There's 3 stages. First, they are in the stage of life to happen. Second stage, they understand life will happen with a trust. Third, they think they have to happen to life. That they have to take up life in their own spree, and they have to do something for life to happen. That is where the confusion starts. So we have to give a lot of sensitive, patient listening. If we are not patient, then we are going to land up hurting the child. Every time we hurt, we miss. The child stop taking the trust that we will be helping them to become a possibility. They only see us as a way. This is the only way. I have to go there. I have to do this, and I have to listen to her and become one of her. But I know she's suffering. Why is she pulling me there? It's like everybody knows marriage is suffering, but we get married. Why do we do that? Because society does it, we do it. The other parents do it, so we do it. It doesn't make sense at all. Why would you put your child into marriage if he is not interested when we know you are suffering so much with the marriage? That is the confusion what we create in the child also. We are very clear we are suffering. We are not in the space of bliss. Like constantly jumping around and doing what we want. We don't do that. We are only sitting back and seeing, okay, what to do today? This is my work. I have to do this. I have to do that. Always in that we have to do to life. But a child is waiting for life to happen to us. So you have to be so sensitive, only then you can listen. The more and more and more you start listening, you will go into the space. For example, one of the Gurukul child came and told me that that kid feels left out. I said, wow, this is happening to you right age, about 8-9 years. Of course, usually a kid starts telling this left out, I'm all alone and all this. Right in the age of 6 or 7. This guy is about 9 years, and he comes and tells that I'm so left out, I feel I'm alone. I said very clearly, we are all alone. He was shocked. Oh, everybody's alone. I said, who was in your tummy when you were in the tummy? Who was there? He said, mommy was there when you were in tummy. They are very smart. What to do? They answer also. Then I asked them, when you came to planet Earth, did you see, I want a friend? Did you ask your mom? Why don't you ask your mom? I want a cup of chocolate and I want a friend. I'm always sitting and looking at the fan or the tube light and I'm just moving my hands. Did you tell? You are not saying you were alone. Now, why are you saying about you being alone? So when I asked this question, the kid said, oh, that's all. I was alone and I am feeling alone is the perfect space to be. I'm not feeling all alone, but I'm just feeling aloneness. And that is the space we need to feel when we are with ourselves. There is nothing wrong with that. And the kid so beautifully understood that this is a beautiful space to be. And he just dropped any idea with it and just went off. And it's so nice they're able to come and express that deep space, what's happening there. If children are able to express that space, it's a completion happening right there. And they will not get into the next space of understanding also. Usually by 8-9 years, they should be in the space of just understanding. From the happening, they should move to understanding. But since this child came and asked this question, Madhya, it is very clear he still is in the space of life happening. Now it is happening is aloneness. And aloneness is nothing wrong. We are all alone only. I said, can somebody eat for you? Can somebody study for you? Nobody like that. Nobody is in your space. You are in your space and you are alone there. And from there only we see life. Everybody sees like that and it's perfectly normal. He said, oh wow, that's really nice. And he just left it and walked off. He started talking about something else completely. He just dropped. But when we feel alone, how we feel? Oh my God, life is shut down on me and there's nobody to help me. I have to do everything on myself. We just scream at everything around us. Why can't these people help us? Why do they do this to me? How many times to tell them? These are the things which comes out. When we are alone and when they are alone. We are in aloneness. We are in loneliness. That's what Swami says so beautifully. So this is a space where we need to bring them to. A aloneness space where they start listening and we start listening to them. Then only the completion can happen. And every day the parents have to talk to the child at the end of the day before going to the bed. They have any memories of the day. They don't judge good or bad. There is nothing in life which is good or bad. Life is a happening. Life is auspicious. So just ask them, what happened today? What do you remember of today? And you will see them talk about the day. Slowly and slowly. Initially they might not talk. Some kids, it's okay. Anything, don't expect results from kids. Kids are not supposed to give out results. They are not a machine. If you put something inside, they should get out. Something should come out. If you say something, they should just expand in that space. That's all a kid is. So, when you talk to them, don't expect them to say anything. Sometimes they don't want to say anything. It's perfectly okay. Where they are fine. We don't have to judge them, correct them. Where we are is where we need to correct ourselves. Life happening there is perfectly fine. Only facts need to be given. But where we are, we need to be very careful without throwing our patterns or without throwing any ideas. We have to make them understand just the facts without any feelings attached, strings attached. So in the night when you talk to them, they say, Mama, today you shouted for me one small thing. You said, you called my name little loud. Do you know that? You'll be shocked. You would have not even noticed that, but they will get it very clearly. And then you can complete. See, Mama was in the space of incompletion, asampurti, and Mama wanted to understand something else, but then you came up, you asked this question. So, having two thought and trying to think is very difficult, right? So, that time this inauthenticity came up of raising the voice. But be very complete that Mama will go and complete with this idea that you have given today, that you have pointed this inauthenticity, but make sure that is not taking to your space. If you declare like this every day, you will be creating an amazing possible child. You will be creating a child who's so complete, who will just listen to everything. When life says something, they'll just take life and make it happen. When life says, for example, you are going to be constructing the world's tallest building, they will just do it even though they're as small as 5-year-old. You don't stop them that a big kid can only do this, this person, you need to know construction, you need to know this, you need to know that. Nothing. In Buddha, Swami showed yesterday some of the pictures of the monks. They were all 3-year-old, 5-year-olds. They make life happen, and they are the people who really make it. Because they are in reality. How much ever he works on us, for us to make, suppose we want to have registration, 100 registration, we will be fighting with it. A child will just sit and do nothing, and it will happen around them. First, you have to listen in their space. The space is so sensitive, you need to have lot of patience to be there to what they are saying. Even if they don't say, just be there for them. Just stay there and just ask them if they remember anything. Don't judge them. Don't think they are telling you something right. Don't try to correct them. Don't try to be that teacher to them. See, never kids like a teacher. A kid likes one who learns from them. Like how we learn, how kids learn from you, they also want you to learn from them because they are in such a beautiful space. But always a parent is, I know better, now sit and listen. That's the pattern we start the conversation. The very conversation we start is, I know, you don't know, now listen. So that is not a space we need to. They are in the space of extraordinary possibility, and I am going to listen to them and they are going to listen to me. That is the space we have to start the conversation with them. Once we start the conversation, they will come up and say, even as small as you raising a voice at one point of time. If you remember, explain the situation and tell them, you will go complete and sit and understand how that inauthenticity happened in you. Be very clear to commit and complete with them. Or is as bad as you hit them, you gave them one back, tell them very clearly where your incompletion is. When you were small or when you had hurt somebody and where you felt, it's very clear that you have hurt the child. So admit it in front of the child and ask them, again and again this is happening to me. Can you help me before this happens next time? How can you help me? Take the guidance from the child. The child will feel so fulfilled and so nice because he knows the problem and he knows the solution also. And he'll be feeling so complete. It just needs 1 minute conversation. You don't have to spend half an hour every night. No. Just one conversation. They get it like that. Only we take lot of time. They only catch the space. We catch the words. They don't understand words. They only catch your space. If you're really feeling the completion to happen in the child, they just catch it and just tell you what you need to do. So listen to them. Don't try to say, see, you don't know, this is what it is. No. They know very well that you don't know. Don't ever utter the word in despair near the children. Because that will just put them into boundary. That is so dangerous for them. They always know something beyond. A parent should always think they're extraordinary. They are beyond a logical mind that we can have. They can do as good as stop their heart or heal their heart or fix their heart. The heart, Madhvet is saying, the non-mechanical part of their body, they can do as or create a tallest tower in front of them. They can create anything. They are a reality happening. They will just do it in a snap. Which we will be struggling with the logical mind, how to build this structure or how to make this happen in front of us. When they are in completion, they are a possibility of happening. We are in completion, we are only completing with our one of the patterns that we have, and which might come up with some other way. We have like million maze path, and we don't give up anything. Really, in real sense, we don't give up anything because first the integrity of every word and every thought we give is not there. When we follow the 4 tattvas, then we become a space of a child. First, we need to be integrated with our word and thought, especially when you give a child. For yourself and to the child, you have to be very clear how inauthentic you were in the thought level, not just word level. You cannot go and cheat the child saying, see, my mom was very upset lady, she used to hit me, so I'm hitting you. No, that is a very wrong thing to do. That is not completion. The completion comes from the stating your inauthenticity. What I have done is out of my arrogance and my pattern of whatever it is. You have to state your problem. That, like Mandit said, it's a fear that I am having. I declare this is what I carry around. So I have to work with my completion and also make sure you complete with it. Every time you cannot go say I have this fear pattern. See, that is also incomplete. See, completion has to happen in a real beautiful space. Then only the Purnatva. That's why integrity is so much with Purnatva. Unless we complete with the child, we cannot have the first listening happening. The listening will start only on the completion, and the completion will start only on the listening. It's like catch-22 game. Like, no, you have to have both ends complete. You have to have a listening which goes up by completion, and then you have to have a completion which happens because of the listening is there. So you have to really complete very in integrity and authenticity in all these 4 tattvas you have to do. Then the child is very clear that you are very authentic, and then immediately the child gets healed at that moment. And never, if you try to ask the same question, you can test it. Whether you completed properly or not, you ask the question after a week. If he replies again with the same thing, then you know you have done an inauthentic completion. If he comes back and says exactly where he is, he comes and says, Ma, this was the problem that day, I remember. If he again comes and says, and you will know, by the time he says itself, he'll be so cranky and irritated and all that. Otherwise, he won't even know, what are you talking about? He'll be confused, like, no, what is she talking about space? If he comes back and tells you, yes, I remember very clearly you shouting at me, that clearly defines that he is just holding. Because these are the patterns he's going to break. These are the bricks for his castle, for his life. These are the bricks he's building, patterns that he's building. Till 14 years, they build the pattern. And after 14 years, they declare, I am an angry person. I get angry and this is how I will live. Till 14, they have not built it. They are only building it. They are only in the process of understanding anger is a tool to make sure adults listen to you. It's just a tool. They can drop it if they want. But because of incompletion, they don't want to drop it. And they start living out of these small memories. They will have only few memories. They won't have too much of memory. They won't even understand that space. If sometimes they might just say, Mama, I don't understand. I just want to go to sleep. That is the space of completion. If they say that, if you don't remember anything what you did today, you are in some completely shut down. Then you are in complete space where you are. But if you remember things at the end of the day, that means you are incomplete with all that you did only in incompletion. You said, I know life, I will do what I want. Then life will tell you what it is. That's all about it. So you have to do a pure completion with the kids every night. Just listen what they have to say. And then from your authentic space, you tell them what you are in. And sometimes it will be expansion cognition. Don't think completion means only problems. Lot of people think completion is only respect to problems. No. They will have some click. Like one of the Gurukul kid came running and said, I got a beautiful click. He said, the microcosm is macrocosm. I understood the hologram in a complete different way. I said, what is it? See, the sound O is also there in the strings. The smallest, tiniest part of planet Earth is strings. those strings also make the sound of the Om, and then the whole universe has the only sound Om. So if you take Om in the smallest unit and the largest unit as big as a universe, it is both same. It is a hologram. Microcosm is macrocosm, macrocosm is microcosm. Margaret was mind-boggling, like listening to what? And then Margaret said, okay, the immediate response was, no, wow, nothing. That is inauthenticity. That will limit their cognition of expansion. Immediately Margaret said, oh, Margaret needs some time to understand this space. You have given some new insight about new click, but give Margaret some time. Why did Margaret say that? Margaret could have said, wow, great. Then what happens to, we are putting greed into the child. Like how we put fear, we start with the greed. See, either one, if you tell from your space, that time only you move out and say where you are, what exactly he wants you to get is for where you are. Did you really understand? No. Or you understood something. Okay. And more Swami has told very clearly, surprise is something we should never have. Especially for a kid, the more they get surprised, that means their possibility is not there. That's why you get surprised about something. If you think everything is a possibility, you will not get surprised. If you open a tap, water comes, will you say, wow? No. Why do you say get surprised? Because you don't think that is a possibility. So we have to learn all that space. That is to learn the language. The more and more you learn the language, you will start talking. So this space where you are, you just get that space. Right now, you just do a listening. Don't tell them anything. Just do a listening. When you don't know how to act on some situation, just do a pure listening. The listening itself will start making it complete and complete and complete. Because we don't know what else to do, at least we'll start with the listening. As you go through this parenting workshop, you'll get the words exactly. When Margaret asked you, you'll say the exact thing what a space of a child will happen. See, to an adult, you can say, oh, great, what you have done is great. I also had a click and you will share your click. And that's perfect with adult. But with a child, it's completely different. There are possibility happening. Constantly you have to understand, they are a possibility happening. They are a possibility happening. It's not a defined space like an adult. It is a possibility space that is happening. So you cannot try to put boundary. Same time, you cannot give the freedom without facts. You have to give the facts, then give the space for the whole thing to be in the happening mode. Yeah, so we have to define the facts very clearly so that they don't get into other dangerous problem. They hurt themselves or somebody hurt them or somebody take them or whatever happens. You have to define the facts very clearly, leave it at that and just start listening to their space and with the space that a kid is a possibility happening there. An adult is a definition happening there. Yes, more and more adult completes, they are also becoming a possibility. Okay, but a child is a possibility of possibility. That's what exactly Swami says. A child is a possibility of possibility. They can create and become anything. They can even transform their face into a lion's face. Like that they are possible. We don't understand the science, so we think that is not possible. We are a defined space, but they are a possible space. So very clearly they understand that. A completion person who has been following this fourth tattva is getting to one level of possibility. Yes, one level. But here it is a possibility of possibility means million levels. So be very clear that a child is in a very beautiful space. Anything is a possibility. And define the space very clearly and do not think they are part of you. They are a separate happening right out there. Like you see a tree or a flower, it's a happening right out there. Like that, they are happening out there. Don't try to possess them and try to put a wall around them. Then the whole point is lost. Then they are conditioned to what you want to become. That is where we miss the childhood, right? This happens as young as 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, like that. And then whole life we live as a 5-year-old and we are happy, because this is exactly what our parents did to us. They did not give a possibility to happen in us. And let's not do the same mistake for our children. And let's not tell you, this will happen to you, that will happen to you, you don't do this, you don't know this. No negative statements. Or, wow, this is great, you did the big achievement today. No praise is required for a child. They don't require praise. Praising the child, they don't require any fear also. No fear, no greed is required. They are a possibility, they'll keep on happening. Just listen and enjoy that space. Be there like a spectator. Don't try, apart from you want to possess everybody else also. It is not possible. It will finally land up in chaos and confusion. They get irritated, you get irritated. And the best part is, we have conditioned them to so much of inauthenticity. They start waiting for your praise. If you only give them a biscuit or if you give them something, they start acting out. They start expecting you to behave like that. That is even dangerous. That means you have defined the space for them. Then start the completion. Okay, from today, I will complete with him how inauthentic I was to put the greed in him. Constantly, I have put greed in him. Let me complete. So you will start completing him not only for the fear, for the greed also. Whenever anything he remembers out of that as an incompletion, you have to be there to complete it. You are inauthentic. You want your child as being part of you, that you wanted to show this very clearly defined in front of the child. You have to be naked truth. Only then they will accept, because they know very clearly the space. They do not listen to the words. They only listen to the waves that you create from the space. They do not listen to the words. Words happen to them very late in their life. Even though they are listening to the words and they start speaking about it, the understanding, the trust on the words is very less. That's what I mean. It's not that they don't know to speak or they don't listen or anything. But understanding and trusting the word to become reality takes time. That's why 14 years, they are a possibility. For us, life is words. If one thought happens to us, that whole day we are upset. The whole day we are upset with that person or our mind. That's because words are so important for us. For them, words are as words are. That's all. But they see your space. They look at your eyes. When you speak, they look at your mouth. When you see, they look at your eyes. When you really speak. So they look up for the answers from your space. If they get a comfortable space, they are going to be complete. So we'll start with these 3 concepts. First, you have to understand the space of a child as something completely different. The second point Margaret want to make is that the space of attachment should never occur. The space of unconditional love. That's what Swami uses the word unconditional love. As they are beautiful. They are just enjoy their space. Don't try to possess them by saying something or holding something or doing anything. When they come and want to sit on you, let them enjoy the space. Don't pull them and make them sit on your lap. That is the difference. When they come and sleep with you, just enjoy that space. Don't try to go and take them. You have to lie down with me. You have to do this. You have to do that. No. You don't try to possess them. When they possess you, just enjoy it. There's a being happening in front of you. Why do you want to squeeze that to you? Where your incompletion is. Let that being happen to you. That's all. That is pure love. Without that, if you start doing that, every time the kid comes to you, you'll just feel fulfilled. Because you're not possessing, still somebody is giving you love. Without possessing and somebody is able to fulfill, those are the kids. It's like Swami happening to you, Swami coming and giving a hug to you. Swami gives hug only when he wants. That's why he is very clear. He is another child, right? He gives a hug when he wants and you feel so fulfilled. Because you don't expect anything, but suddenly he gives a hug. it's so fulfilling for you. It's like that. You don't possess Swami. It just happens. He just happens to you. Same way, a child happens to you. You just enjoy in that space. You're like, wow, that is making me really feel complete. Next is the freedom and the independence. Don't give them freedom to do whatever they want to. Let them not learn life out of every mistake that we also created one day and burn their fingers. Be very clear about the facts. Tell them things to do and not to do very clearly as facts without adding the feeling. You know, if you do this, this will happen. No. You do this because you do this is the way we all do. If you put your finger in the fire, it will burn you. And the skin is not ready for the fire. It will burn the skin. As fact is this. But he goes beyond that and he asks, I'm a firebender, what do I do? You can be firebender as far as you are in the completion space. You play with the fire also. Let fire happen to you. And then we will see. You give them the possibility of having the idea about what they are. See, the kids in Gurukul, they have dreams about telepathy and teleporting and all. Teleporting especially. That happens because we give a possibility of that happening. You tell them, if the fire happens to you and then you are fine, that is okay. But don't put your finger into the fire and then say, see what happens. No, we don't do that. That's why Swami has a beautiful story also. He went and cut his thigh. He had pain and then he wanted to question. You cannot fight with nature and say, why is nature like this? No, when nature happens to you, you be in the center of the problem and solution just happens to you. Don't fight with life. So tell them the freedom is what you give is with facts so that they are complete and all of them feel complete when the child is there. They don't start crying, throwing tantrums, running here and there, not listening to you. The one word out there is to remind them, that's all. The one smile out there is to remind them, come back and sit down. You don't have to act out and trying to be inauthentic. You are more complete when you sit down. They know all this just by that smile. And then they start settling down very, very clearly. But that facts have to be given every day. The facts, whatever you want to give, the child is going through. Give facts without any feeling. Whether it is running on the road, touching the hot things, and which are dangerous and which are not dangerous. If you put your head out of the car, if you don't put your seat belt, whatever you want to give the facts as it is and remind them. See, Mama told you yesterday itself, the seat belt is for the safety of you. We should wear it as by the law. Let's follow the law. We'll feel more comfortable. That's all. You don't have to put fear, greed. They will listen. Again, you repeat. You have to have the patience because some of the times kids take like as much as 40 times to really get it. Because they have to catch up themselves to understand and try to do. So this is a beautiful example I use. When the mother first time shows the moon, the child sees the finger. The child sees the finger, the mother is pointing out to the moon. But child thinks the finger is the moon. And slowly their child start understanding the moon is not the finger, but moon is out there. So the child needs some time to learn what he is learning. That is the space of a child. We think, we point out, they know what is that. No. They don't understand the word nor the communication that you're doing out of so many incompletion. And you expect them to learn immediately. No. Give them 40 instances of the same thing minimum to learn that. Some are fast, some are slow. See, they have a brain smaller, and they have to grow the brain. So wait for the brain to grow, and each cognition is a possibility for them. For example, some kids are very good with words. They will catch very fast. Some kids are very good with the physical skill. They'll catch those things fast, while these kids will take some time for that. That's why only till after 14 years they start evaluating a child in the examination. Till then we are not expected to judge the child, because the brain has only grown in certain parts and certain parts are working. So let them grow in the space as it is. So each one starts at some point and then go on and on. So we have to give the time, be patient, be very sensitive, and give them the freedom, give them the space with facts, so that it becomes independent intelligence. A child is an independent intelligence really happening right there. Like how we are very intelligent, they are also intelligent with where they are. They are so powerful because they are so complete. That's why when a child teaches a child, they learn it very fast. When an adult teaches a child, the learning is slower. The bigger sister teaches the smaller brother or smaller sister, they catch it very fast. But when adult parent teaches them, they catch somewhat little less faster than that, because a child speaks from a space of completion. So teaches from the space of completion, but adult goes on in incompletion and then try to speak in the space of incompletion. Okay, Margaret, want to finish here?